Hello. One of the things that I have done when I speak publicly is to show this little demonstration with just an old comm slip, because I find that it really puts across what it's like to have a breakdown and what is involved in it. And I will admit that this is not my original idea. I did see it demonstrated for me quite a while back. I seem to remember by a medical doctor or professor, either in person or on TV, but my memory fails me completely. So I apologize for not being able to tell you who actually, to attribute it, to tell you who actually told me, but I've built on it, and it's something that has helped me communicate, in a way, my story, in a way that doesn't involve anything solely visual, but people can play with pieces of paper themselves. So I'm going to show you this, and that might, in the hope that that might help you or somebody else you know, perhaps understand what they're going through a little bit better. So here it is. That's us, and human beings are built to take a certain amount of stress. We're built for that. Little bit of stress is absolutely fine. There's no problem with that. However, if you stress your system too much, particularly if you have a tendency to stressing yourself and maybe therefore some fragility there, what happens over time of this acute stressing is that there comes a point where this happens. Now that's the first attack of depression, that's the first breakdown. Once you've been there and your doctor has signed you off for 3 months or whatever with some sort of a breakdown, as I said, depression, bipolar or whatever else, you're in trouble. Now after that, really, you can see that you can't do that very easily because you've lost some flexibility. If you go back to business as usual, you will keep folding the fold. So what we do next, and I've certainly done that, is we think, well, I can't do this anymore, so I'll go this way because I can still take some stress this way. Unfortunately, this way you expose what is not supposed to be exposed. In some way you expose your underbelly. And you do that for a few more years, as I did, and eventually you get another crease this way. So now, of course, there you are. You can't do this anymore. You can't do that anymore because you fold in a crease every time. Your body will not allow it. Your system will not allow it. So then you think, the only way that I can take stress is this way. And then you bend yourself over, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, in a way that you're absolutely not meant to do. It's what I did for a long time, and eventually your body says, enough already, Missy. And that's a complete breakdown. That's what it feels like, that's what it looks like. There's no bending anymore. In fact, there's nothing anymore. All functionality is lost. And in my his story, what I have been doing for the past 5 years is this. That's what I have been doing. Now you can see that I don't look, even as I consider that I am recovered or in recovery, I don't look like anything that I used to look like. And forget the stress now. It's no longer a possibility for me. So I have a choice. I can either give up on myself and say, well, I'm finished, because I can't go back to what I was, so I'm finished. Or I can say, well, what if I were to let go of some control? And rather than always make things happen, what about if I just let things happen and simply took a hand off? And actually in this position, it's difficult for me to make sure that you're in front of the camera, there we go. In this position, there's not that much difference between this, let's say, you know, and that. We can more or less do the same things But the secret, if you like, for me, the turning point for me was let go of control and do not look upon recovery as going back to what you were. I hope you found that helpful. I certainly found it extremely helpful when it was demonstrated to me, although not quite in this way. And if it helps you visualize and touch what has happened to you or what has happened to a loved one, then I'll be delighted. Please give me some feedback on it. I need all the encouragement that I can get, particularly today since I don't feel that great. So thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon.